Sean Diddy Combs was ordered held without bail Tuesday after he was charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy and transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs pleaded not guilty to the charges in federal court in New York City. U.S. Magistrate Judge Robin Tarnowski ordered Combs held after hearing from prosecutors and Combs' legal team late Tuesday afternoon. Mark Agnifilo, an attorney for Combs, appealed the decision Wednesday and lost. Prosecutors sought detention for Combs, arguing that he poses an ongoing and significant danger to the community, has repeatedly engaged in obstructive conduct, and presents a serious risk of flight, while his lawyers asked that he be released on bond. Following Tuesday's hearing, Agnifilo told reporters outside the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan that Combs didn't do what prosecutors alleged and he was going to fight the charges to the end. "He's been looking forward to this day," Agnifilo said. "He's been looking forward to clearing his name, and he's going to clear his name." The charges were revealed in an indictment unsealed Tuesday morning after the hip-hop mogul was taken into custody by federal authorities in New York the night before, multiple law enforcement sources told CBS News, in connection with an ongoing investigation by Homeland Security Investigations. In the indictment, prosecutors alleged that since 2008 Combs has been part of a criminal organization that engaged in or attempted to engage in sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, obstruction of justice and other offenses. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams, of the Southern District of New York, said during a news conference that there were multiple victims in the case, but he didn't provide a specific number and he urged others to come forward to authorities. Combs is accused of assaulting women on numerous occasions starting in 2009 and continuing for years, according to the indictment. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation and conceal his conduct, Williams told reporters Tuesday, as alleged in the indictment.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to
carry out
flee.
this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson said Combs could face decades in prison if he's convicted of the charges. She also said there's a possibility the case might not go to trial. "Most cases do not go to trial," she said. "Most cases do result in a plea deal. and we can expect that in the coming days and weeks and likely months. Sean Combs' attorney and the federal prosecutors will potentially try and find some meeting of minds about a plea deal, but I think it's hard to escape the idea that that plea deal will have to include some prison time. According to the indictment, Combs manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with male commercial sex workers. Combs also allegedly arranged for women and commercial sex workers to be flown to him. Combs ensured participation from the women by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, controlling their careers. The indictment refers to an incident caught on hotel security cameras in 2016, aired the footage earlier this year, which appears to show Combs attacking the singer Cassie, whose legal name is Cassandra Ventura, in a Los Angeles hotel hallway. In May, Combs apologized for the incident, saying his behavior was inexcusable and that he took full responsibility for his actions. According to the indictment, Combs attempted to bribe a hotel security staff member who intervened in the incident to keep them quiet.
A saint going to a party that ain't nothing but sin, drinking, maybe fornication, man on man, woman on woman, he on she.
Combs allegedly referred to the incidents as freak-offs. According to the indictment, prosecutors said Combs directed these freak-offs, often recorded them and distributed controlled substances to the victims, which helped make them obedient and compliant. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims, and the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts and even by dictating their physical appearance, Williams said. The victims didn't believe that they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse, Williams said. Prosecutors also accused Combs of carrying or brandishing guns to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Williams said Homeland Security investigations agents who raided Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami in March found firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large-capacity drum magazine.